So I'm recording. So
Sorry.
I say in real life, chances are 90% chances are that you will not be dealing or structuring your database. Okay, there are database admin, database developer, ETL developers that use like heavy application like Informatica or tricks to put data into database. Okay. So, but I just want you all to get used to the environment of SQL so you don't get lost once you start working.
Gotcha.
Okay. Now, so for now, I want you to create your own database in this your SQL database. So how did we do that? Go to your data, and on top of your data where it says database, right click on top.
This one?
Yes. Right click and click on new database.
Okay.
So here, just give it a name, whatever you want to call the database.
Okay. Can I call it Superstore?
Yeah.
Okay.
And click OK. So now you have a database where you can put any kind of data, tables in the database, okay? So if you go back to your Tableau prep, move your configuration up. Yeah, move it up. So now, this here, you want to put this data in your database, right?
Yes.
So you selected database and it says add connection. So click on the add yeah, it's on database, add connection. This is going to be your Microsoft SQL Server. So click on Microsoft SQL Server. And so it pick up your database, your window login automatically. So click sign in. So here you want to like tell Tableau which of the database in your SQL database you want to put this data. So go to your select database, and you can see the database that you created. So click on that. Now, what name do you want to call this table in this database? So select the name. So it's going to give you blank because there is no name there yet. So you can just give this a name. Okay, so you can call it Superstore. You'll call it Superstore 2014 to 2022 or whatever. Just anything you.
Superstore combined, since it's combining.
Yeah, anyone, it doesn't
What
matter.
happened? Okay. The 2018?
2022.
2022. Okay.
So now click on the name you just created. And now this is a new table. Okay. So let that flow finish. So now if you click on run, go to your run on top.
Run flow?
Yeah, yeah. Run that flow right now, and Tableau is going to put all of this data together, the two files that you union, and make them into one table and dump it in that database for you.
Okay. So
Now, see, I want you guys to play with this because this is called ETL process. Okay, some people, this is all they do every day. They just get data, multiple data, join it, and dump it database, and they're done with their work for the whole day. And if you don't know how to like write custom query using all this kind of big like Informatica, Python to like do integration or ETL, and you know how to use Tableau Prep, you can get a job as an ETL developer using Tableau Prep. Basically, just doing what you just did now. Whenever there's a new file, you put that data file together and you dump it in the database. The report developer pick it up from there and do their reporting. This is a job. So don't just look at it as see it's something, but this is an ETL process. Basically, there are still more stuff where you start passing on logic, but if you can understand this, I mean, it just makes you a master of not just Tableau report development, but also ETL using Tableau Prep. And I said, you can also write this data to any kind of data, so like Excel, CSV, or even publish your data on the Tableau server for anybody to use. In one of my job, we have some ETL group. Okay, all they do is to extract data and just dump it in our Tableau server. So whenever I want to build a report, I just go in there, pick up any of the file I want to use, and build my report. So that's all they do. Just put data and dump on the server or dump in the database. The process is the same. The difference is the location where you are dumping your output.
Okay.
Okay. So once this finish running, go back to your SQL database and just refresh. You will see this table in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Any other question? Okay, so let me share my screen. Now, I want us to like round up this week with anything that has to do with data, pulling data, and building reports. Because I expect by now everybody should be able to like pull data anywhere and just start building reports. Okay. By next week, as we round up for next week, by next week I want to like try and round this up because I have some other stuff coming up. We want to spend next week into like interview prep and tips. Okay. And I will share a whole lot of resources. But I just want to say for the newbies, don't just say because we're rounding up next week, then you want to stop. I'm going to be sending out, like weekly, just giving like weekly projects. Go do this, go do this. Just keep on doing it. I will send out some videos to watch and like what I want you to calculate or something I want you to like replicate. Just doing it as you are interviewing. It keeps you fresh and warm. And again, the little you know is enough for you to start. You are not expected to know everything before you jump into the industry. You know the basic, you can pull data, you can build reports, and for users, that is a good starting point, and you can just keep on going from there, okay? So today, I want to show us different ways of pulling data into Tableau, okay? Now that we have our SQL database, let me close this. Now that we have our SQL database, we have our Tableau prep, and so there are various of ways that you can put data into your reporting. Okay, is not one way kind of stuff. Okay, and one more question: how many of us have been playing with the SQL database? How to like write some SQL query? Those of us that have the database installed, how many of us have been playing around? No one. Okay. Again, this class normally we do like some basic of just the basic of database querying, okay, which we are going to do, but try and do a whole lot on your own practice. Okay, you should be able to like select some tables. For example, if I want to like, let me open a new query. For example, if I want to like query this table, they say, okay, in this order table, just select the sum of sales for each state. We want to see how many sales we have for each state. Okay. How can you quickly query this and just give the users what they want? Okay. Normally for me, I don't like start writing query without understanding my table structure. That's not the way I work. But some SQL guys, they can just start writing their query without nothing. knowing the structure. So the easiest way, which I normally do in real life, which I'm going to show you as well, but you can come up with your own way anyway, okay? Let's say I want to query this table right now, this other table. I want to get the states, the sales for the states. I want to know how many sales we have for each state. I'll just right click here on the table itself. I'll select view top 1,000 rows. Now, I'm not really interested in the top 1,000 rows. What I'm interested in is seeing the rows. I want to see how are the field here, how are they organized, or what is the structure of this table that I want to query. Okay, so now I can the SQL will give me some default and give me the database here from this. So now that I know, I've seen how my table structure is, and I want to select the sales for each state. I want to know what is my sales for each state. I'm just going to like remove this one right here. Then I can remove all of the tables that I don't need. Okay, for now, I'm just going to remove this. I don't need this. Let me remove the comma in front of that, and I don't need this. And I don't need, let's just say I don't need this for now. I only want to see the sales for my state. Okay. So now I have select state and sales. So if I run this query right now, so you can see I'm only having these two tables. Okay. But you can see right here that I have all these different sales from California. Now, how do I aggregate my data for each state? Then here I want to pass in some group by function. You can say group by. Do you write it together? I want to say group by states, group my sales by state. And if I run this right now, oh, am I supposed to write this together? What's the group by function again in SQL?
It's okay the way you wrote it earlier.
I want to group this sales by state. So it's giving me error. Why?
The state, is it supposed to be in this format?
It's not contained in aggregation function.
Yes.
Maybe you need to do where.
Like this? Victor, you just SQL now? No.
Lucky, look at what it's saying. It said it contains error because it's either not in an aggregate. You know, it has some of sales there. So you need to do by state. Where, so maybe some of sales.
Where is where you want to pass in well, if it doesn't work, I don't do it this way anyway. But okay, let me do it this way again. I know it should be group by when you group it by some stuff, but let me do it this way. Let's I'll come back to that. Let me do okay. Okay, let's say for example, let me give you guys another. Let me use the where clause for example. Say I want to select where states is equals to New York. Okay. And I want where my and I want where my order year, order date is greater than let me say 01 31 2000 and sorry 2018. So 2018. So what I'm saying is select all of this field, but only give me only for New York and where the date is greater than 2018, which means from 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22. So I don't want the rest of the data. So let's see if this works. What? How's it giving me error? Sure. Are you sure my am I sure my SQL is configured properly? Okay, so this maybe I didn't.
The where close, maybe the New York, that's not the way New York is called.
No, the New York is called, you see right here, all of this city right here is only for New York.
Okay, so it's called where states is called to New York City.
No, state.
Okay, state is New York. Okay.
It's New York. But I want to also limit the year. Hold on. Maybe I need to put this in quotes. I'll show you guys a simple way to do this in Tableau. I don't do this way. I don't waste my time.
Okay, try this. This state, is it? Can you put that state?
Okay,
in
okay,
comma?
all right. I make a mistake.
Can you put this state in comma?
No, you should have quoted the date.
I should have quoted the date.
Even the state too. That's what I mean. The state. Where state? Because this state that is in blue now, it doesn't show that it's a state like a state is like.
Victor, this program has run now.
It's wrong. It has run, but you can just. You mean like this?
No, like in comma, in quotes. Sorry. Is this? Oh, where says equals to New York?
Yeah, I'm trying to get all of this field only for New York and where this date is greater than this date.
Yeah, the state should be in comma. Where state?
Okay, but Victor,
no, sorry, no, I'm not talking about that. You said says. It's not supposed to be says. It's state. Where state?
Oh, state.
Yeah.
Victor, you are confusing us now. State,
then
right?
Where state? Then it should be in. Is it comma? You call it?
No, Victor, wait. If
he has run it now and it's work.
If it works, it works. So what?
It works now. So whether you don't need to put any quote.
Okay. So now we have our. If you look at your state, everything we have is only for New York.
New York, yeah.
And if you look at the other date here, you can see that it is greater than 2018. You will not see anything less than 2018 there. All the 2014 and so on, you won't see it there. So this is just some basic way of pulling in your data. Okay, let's see. Yeah.
Okay, maybe that's exactly what you want to do. But look, if I want to do my own, I won't be writing all of this. I'll just join my Tableau with the data with the server and bring the table to whether I want to connect it. I'll get whatever I want.
Yeah, you can do that. Again, I want to show the newbies various ways of connecting to data. So now let's just assume your boss gave you this query to say, okay, run this query in Tableau, okay, and build a report off of this. So he gave you this query to like use in your Tableau query stuff. You can go to Tableau. Let me open the new one. Okay. And connect to your data. We are connecting to Microsoft SQL Server.
Right.
And let me get my credential, login. Yeah, he's that was good lucky. Okay. Okay. So please just take note of this. If you are working in a real life and you have a lot of tables to connect to, understand these different ways and do it the way you feel is very achievable. You see, I arrive at the same results. Okay. Why is it taking time to run? Sure, come on. Shouldn't take time. Let me try to open up a new one. I don't know why this is taking so much time. Oh, let me just use this, okay? Let's say I want to bring in, connect to that data. I can go in here, connect to Microsoft SQL Server. I hope this one doesn't take time as well. Okay. So
okay,
now,
you know why that one took time?
why?
You did AEs underscore.
Oh, okay. Okay, all right. Thank you. Okay, all right. So now, let's see your boss say, okay, take this query. Sometimes your SQL developer might just give you some custom SQL to say, okay, go and use SQL to build your report. It can come with some kind of complex query. Again, don't worry, all you have to do, whether it's complex or simple as this, don't worry, just copy that code, copy it, come to your Tableau, connect to the database, and here you have to select the database where the table is pointing at. Now, sometimes the data might be coming from this table and this table. In that instance, just select any table. But if you know the table where the data is coming from, maybe, for example, in this case, our SQL is feeding off of this sample superstore. Just click on that one, and Tableau will show you all of the tables in that database. Okay, like we have here, order, people, and return. So Tableau is displaying this same table for you. But now you are not connecting to a table. You have been given a query to use to like develop your report. So all you have to do is come below here where it says new custom query. Just drag this here, paste that query in here, and click OK. And if you go to your sheet 1, you have your data. And if you come to your state right now, you won't see any other state other than New York. And if you also bring in your other date here, you only have 20, because I see where is greater than 2018, so you only have 2019, 21 up to date. That's one way of connecting to your data in your SQL. If you have some custom SQL like this. Now, another easy way is maybe your boss, okay, build a report off of this other table. We only want to see New York and 2019 to date data, and you don't know how to write the custom SQL. Don't bother yourself. Tableau make life so easy, okay? So if I connect, let me connect to a new data source. I'll connect to my data source here, click OK. And now I'm in that database. I want to work off of this database. So if I drag everything here, so Tableau is pulling everything in for me. Both from, if you come to like the year right now, let me open a new one. Let me do this one here. If you bring in the other date, sorry, this is my new one. Okay. If I bring in the other dates, you can see I have all of the dates here. Let me close this one so we don't get confused. Close. Yep. Okay, so now we have everything, but your boss says we only want from 2019 to 2020 in the report. And we only want this data to be for New York only, or for whatever field they want to limit. And you don't know how to write the custom SQL, don't worry. Just come here. Once you pull in all of your data, come to this data source on top here. Can you see my mouse, the newbies? Hello, can you see my mouse? Where I'm
Yes,
hovering?
sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So right click here and go to edit data source filter. So here you're going to pop out this and just click add data source. And for here, you have to look for your order dates. Click OK. Now here you can either maybe say you only want from 2019 to date. So click year, next, and just select only the year that you need. Click OK. And they also say okay, they want only New York. So come here, add another data source, bring in your state, and click OK, and look for New York, and select, and click OK. So now you only see this data 2019, and if I bring in my states, only New York. I can't see any other data. I've limited this data at the data source level. That's another way of bringing in your data. Okay, please take note of this now, because in some interview they might ask you, can you just take us through how you pull in your data? Oh, I pull in my data using custom SQL if the need be. I can also pull in my data by dragging in the table that I need and passing some data source filter as the need may be. Or I can use my Tableau prep to extract my data and publish on the Tableau server as a data source and connect to that data source to build my report. You know, just reference what you've done in the class. Again, all what you've done in the class is applicable in the real world. Okay, so this is one way. Okay, now I also want to show us another way. Remember yesterday we built this this join here where we join our this gigantic table here. Let's say we didn't do our join here, we only just published these ones here, all of this data, but now your boss wants you to like combine those data sources together and build off a report. How can you do that if you don't know how to write custom query? Here is where I use Tableau sometimes to do my custom query, and I can take that query back to the SQL and run it. Okay, so let me do that as well. So let's just assume we want to achieve the same result that we achieved here yesterday. This output here where we join both the other people and the returns together. So I'm going to go to my Tableau. I'll add another data source, SQL Server. I'll connect. I'll select the table or the database. So I know I want to bring in my order table. I'll do my join here. And again, I said for now, don't worry about using this join here. This is also a blend. Maybe as you go on, I will explain this to you. I don't use this. Okay. So rather click on this little button here, open that store and do your hard join. Okay. Maybe if we have time, I will explain the difference to you guys, but don't just worry, use this method, okay? And I want to join this to my people table. I'll just drag and drop here. So now, remember here in this people table here, we have our region here, but in our people table, our region is called what here? What is our region in this people table
Area.
called?
Area.
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 Good. Now, if I do where region is equals to area, you can see it's joining. But what kind of join am I having here now? Look at just, see, what you see is what you get when it comes
Inner?
to, yeah, inner join. Okay, and I said, if you do inner join, you might lose some data in this main table because this here might not have all of the information here. And I said, my recommendation is always know your primary table and just do left join. Okay, at least you are sure that you have all of your data from your primary table. Okay, and then I also want to join this return table here to this data. I can just drop this here and drag and drop, and you can see Tableau is smart enough to know that there's a field in here that also contains the same information here and is joining. So if I click on the join criteria, it's joining on the order ID and the other ID here, which is right, okay? But now it's doing inner join. If I just do this inner join, which means I'm only pulling in return details, but I want all of my other details also with the return. So I'm going to change this to like left join. So now I have all of these. Everything is joined. What you have here right now is the same output that we did here yesterday. It's the same. But let's say your boss said, well, just give me the query, the custom query for this so I can run this elsewhere. But you don't know how to write a query to like join all of this table together. Tableau can easily help you out. So once you are done with your join, just close that little box. So this is your data. If you come here, you see where it says convert to custom SQL. So you just click on this, Tableau will join all of the table for you and give you everything. So just copy this code and give it to your boss. Let him go with his wahala. So let's say if I copy that query from that custom SQL here now, the one that we just, this one, and I come to my SQL database here, let me open a new one and let's try to run. Let's try to run this here. If I paste this here, you can see now I'm running everything here. If I execute this, so you can see Tableau is joining all of this table. I mean, SQL database is joining all of this table together for you. Now, if you look at what we output yesterday, okay, that table that we output is the same output as this. So if you don't know how to write custom query, just use Tableau to like generate. There is also another tool called Access. Those of you that know how to use Access, Access can also generate custom query for you. Okay. So now you can either leave your Tableau the way it is because you're still going to get the same result, or if you want to use this custom query instead of your table, let's say if I copy this right now and I open up a new Tableau, for example, and if I connect to my SQL Server now and I click OK, so now if I select this database here, so instead of me doing my join, I can just bring in this custom SQL here and paste my code here, that custom query. If I run it and I go to my sheet 1, I have all of the data, the same thing that we will have in here as well. And the good part of this custom SQL is maybe you can also, now that you have all of your table joined here, okay, you can start passing any kind of weird clause. Maybe your boss say, okay, this data is too big. Can we limit this to just be only for 20 2016 to date or 2019 and 2020. So you can just come in here and pass in your where. Your where is like you are telling your SQL or any database to say, okay, give me all of this data where this condition is true. So I want to see where my order dates, for example. Order date is greater than, now we have to quote now, what is the first, let's say I want to bring in for 2021 and 2020. So I will have to like look at the last day for 2021. I'll say where 12 minus 1, 2021, and I'll quote. So where my data is greater than this, no, sorry, this should be 31st. So where my data is greater than this value here, and if I run this query right now, you can see that if I go to my order dates, where is the order date? Where is it hiding? Okay, so you can see here, this order date here, we only have for 2021, 2022. Oh, what did I do? I wanted 2021 and 2022, right? So this one should be 2020. So right now I'm also excluding 2021, right? So let's say 2020. So we can have 2 years worth of data. But again, if they only wanted for 2022, you can also just pass in your clause here and get what you need. And you can also now take this to your Tableau. So, okay, I want to limit my data in my Tableau. If I go back to my data source, edit my custom query, edit custom query here, and I'm putting that where clause here, and I'm putting that same where clause here. So I'm limiting my data to this 2 years. So instead of me using the filter at the data source filter for Tableau, I can just limit my data using my custom SQL query. If I click OK, now if I go to my order dates, you can see I only have 2 years worth of data. So these are multiple ways that you can connect to your data. Anyone that is convenient for you. If you have any question, please ask. We can do this again. It's not difficult, but ask any question.
Lucky.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thank you for all this insight. Look.
Your mic is breaking up. Are you on air?
No, I'm fine. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, better.
Okay, yeah. So all of this process are easy to come by once you master it, even within.
No, your mic is going in and out.
Hello?
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, I was saying that all of these different ways that you shared now, they are quite great and they are good. But I don't know exactly why majority of maybe the recruiters or even the users and all of that, they are always like, what's your proficiency in SQL? Can you write SQL? Can we do blah, blah? And all of those, and it was like, I told somebody today, I said, look, all of these SQL, yes, I can do that. But of course, you don't even need, you can bypass all of this. Say, okay, thank you. I mean, I just get to know and all of that.
Yeah, if they ask you what I normally tell them, they say, okay, what's your SQL skills? I always use this same method and listen carefully. I'll say, on a scale of 1 to 10, I rate myself 8 because I still have room to grow, and there are some custom queries that I wouldn't use in my report because of performance purposes. I'd rather use ETL to like Tableau Prep, which is more effective and efficient. Then I'll start talking about Tableau Prep, because I know they will have Tableau Prep. It's either they have Tableau Prep or they are planning of deploying Tableau Prep.
But there are some that have their mind fixated on that SQL.
I mean, just tell them, I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10, you can rate yourself 7 and just cut it there. Or you can just give them that it's okay where I use custom SQL to bring in data directly into Tableau, or if I'm doing ETL or concatenating my data with other data source, I use custom SQL to bring in my data to my Tableau prep and join with the other data, do my ETL and pass it out. Just talk briefly on what you know. Remember you have 30 minutes or at the most 1 hour for only your second round of interview might be like 1 hour, but you don't have to, again.
Yes, I understand. I'm just playing devil advocate, if you understand what I'm saying.
I got you. And you can also use custom SQL also in your Tableau prep to bring in data, okay? All right. Let's say if you connect to your SQL database here, SQL, where is it? And you connect here, you select your database and just drag this one in here, your custom SQL, and paste it here. Oh, sorry. I only copy. If I run this right now, I will still get my data, and I can start joining this with other data source or other files that I have. Okay. Any question? Should we do this again? If you don't understand this, if you understand, then we can move on to the next one I want to touch on. Any question?
Yes, please. It will be good to do it again, sir.
Okay. Let me close all of this. And let me close all of this as well. No. Listen, okay, I've been working with SQL in all of my projects. The only time I know I wrote SQL was just, I won't say it's not up to 5 times because I have my Tableau prep, and with my Tableau prep or using this logic I just showed with you guys here, I can easily bring in my data. A lot of time the users don't know how you pull in your data. All they want is the output of what the requirement is. So understand some basic way to pull in your data. Again, there is no direct way unless specified by the users, then you can do it that way. Okay. But a lot of time, no. How do I get rid of this McAfee from my system, for crying out loud? All right. So I said, if you are to bring in your data from database, like SQL database, like we have here, the first thing for me is I said some people who are so proficient in SQL. SQL is all of their brain. They can start typing like select star, and then they put in their from, and then they do their other data, and this select star means everything. And if they run this right now, you can see I'm getting all of everything in that database. Okay. So, and if I want to say, okay, I only want my, let's say, cost of goods sold, I can just say COGS. This is what I want from this table. If I run this right now, it's only going to give me that. Okay. If I want to select cost of goods sold for where cost of where clause is like giving the condition to limit your data, where this field, this cost of goods sold, okay, is greater than maybe, let's say 100. And if I run this right now, so you can see that all of the cost of goods sold are all greater than $100. Okay, and if I want to say, okay, I want to know, get the state as well for this cost of goods sold, then I have to like start passing out some book command here, and I'll just type in states, double click on it. So what I'm saying is select cost of goods sold and state from this table where my cost of goods sold is greater than $100. If I click this, so you can see right now, I have those two fields. And I can also, that group by should be able to, I think, with, let me see, maybe I miss something. I want to do group by in SQL. Is that Jiro here? She's setting me up. Where's it, Jiro?
The way you wrote it before was right, eh?
Yeah, I want
It
to
was
see. Okay, yeah, group by. So group.
Thank you, is not here.
Okay, all right. Okay, I think I know order by. Okay.
I think the where clause has to, before you group by, okay, where,
So now
okay.
I'll now say group this, group by state. I want to like see each of these cost of goods sold for each state. And if I run this right now, I should no something. Okay,
The
hold on.
state, you should quote the state.
Quote this state.
Yes, that was what I was saying earlier.
This one here.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. No.
Then you need to have like what do you call it? That one that has 2 comma. I don't know what you call it.
This one,
Is
the double quote.
Okay. No, you
No.
wanted to say no, semicolon.
Semicolon, yeah.
This one.
No.
No,
Once
no.
you say the state in quotes, then you end it with the semicolon.
Okay.
The state should be in quotes.
Okay.
In quotes.
Then semicolon.
Semicolon like this.
Yeah.
Let's
That's
see.
what you're saying. That's what Victor is saying.
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be anyway.
No. So let me see what this guy grew by this. Yeah. Okay. Let me try something. I don't know why it's not working. It should be even this state. You don't even need to quote it anyway because the state is a field on its own. Yeah, it shouldn't be. Okay. Let me put in order by.
Yeah, look at no. The saying cannot contain aggregation.
Order by states. Okay, let's see. Yeah, something's wrong. I don't know because again, I gave you guys this website, tdschools.com, where you can learn some of those SQL synthesis. So I know I'm right. I don't know why that. Okay, you give a semicolon here. So let's try. Let's see if that was the issue. No, something is wrong. I will need to check that out.
So does it matter that in the first state up there is a comma before the state?
No. If you are listing
something like
multiple field, you are supposed to like
have
put comma. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know why this is giving me this.
Lucky, put a comma in front of that COG. Cost of
Which
good.
one?
The next cost of good.
This one here? This one?
No,
Right,
that
There's a
comma,
comma
the
here.
comma
There's a
there
comma
is
here.
already there.
Oh, okay, so
Yeah. So let me do something. Let me run this now. Yeah, something is wrong with my. I need to figure that out. But this is how to like write some of those. Play around and just play with it. But I said for me, if I'm to select multiple fields, I don't want to be typing one like I just did. I'll first of all look for the table in the database, right click on top and select top 100 rows. So the database or SQL, we generate a query for me from all of this table by giving me all of the fields in that table. and even give me the table name and just give me the top 100. So now I see the data structure. Okay, so let's say from here, I want to select everything here, for example. Maybe I don't want my role ID. I can remove it or just put double hash in front to remove what I don't need. Maybe I don't need all of these, you know, or you can just select what you don't need and put this, where is that? I think this one here, comment out. So now you're gonna comment out those fields. So now, if I run all of this right now, so you see, it only gave me the ones I didn't comment out. No, these are just simple ways, okay? So when I said, okay, let's assuming that your boss or someone gave you this query to say, okay, build a report with this query that I give you. Let's try and do like a where clause here. Where, let's do where profit, for example, is greater than 0. So they don't want any product that's not making profit. They don't want it. For example, if you look at this profit right here, for this where is 0, 0, 0. So what is the essence of, and even these ones are making loss. So they want where the profit is greater than 0. In other words, they want to view only their profitable item. Okay, so if I run this right now, so you can see that we don't see any of those negative profit or 0 in there. So this is our profitable item for this field that we selected. So, okay, good. Let's say now your boss, okay, build a report off of this right here. So
let's try that where clause and see if it will work. Okay,
no,
group by. No, I'm coming.
Okay, group by.
Group by product ID and C.
Group by product ID. Okay. Let's see Victor's magic. Something is wrong.
It's wrong. Something is wrong.
Yeah.
The thing is this: if you are using group by in SQL, it's usually compared two fields together. So if it's not comparing, at times it might not just. And it's also different if you are using SQL on Tableau or another what do you call it? Other tools. So the way they write the syntax is usually different. But I think it has to like compare two things before you can use the group by.
Compare two things where I don't understand that, but okay, let's not worry. I believe something is wrong. This should work anyway. This should work. Okay, so let's say, assume that we want to build a report off of this with this custom SQL from this database. All you have to do is copy this query.
Okay, maybe what he means, for example, if we say group by sales, comma, group by discount. Maybe
you
that's
can't
what
group by sales. You have to like group, because your sales is aggregate, but you want to see the aggregate by some dimension. So you have to use like a dimension to group.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but let's not worry. I'll figure out what was wrong, you know. So let's say we want to use this in our Tableau. So I said the easiest way to do is go to Tableau. And connect to your database, which is Microsoft SQL. And click sign in. Select your database. Now, instead of you dragging all of the table in and doing that, since you have a custom SQL that you've been given or generated, if you want to use it, you just have to come to new custom SQL, drag this in here, and paste your query in here and click OK. So now we have our data. You can see it's very limited to what not all of the field is coming in. So for example, if I bring in my category right now and I bring in my profit, you can see all of these are profitable profit because we've eliminated those profit that are not making that are negative or that are not really generating profit. Okay, so this is one way using custom SQL by copying your custom SQL that you're giving, go to Tableau, connect your data, but don't pull in any table. All you have to do is click on custom SQL and paste your query in that open pane, and then just run that query. You're going to have your data in Tableau for you to use. That's one way, okay? Another way that you can use to bring in data into Tableau is what we did yesterday by using Tableau prep to like prep our data, limit or structure the data that we want, and we can spit out this data like we did here on Tableau server or in the SQL or any other secure place. So we cannot connect our Tableau to that data source. That's two. Another way is the lazy man method, which I call lazy man, okay? It's not really like lazy man because I've done a job where we have over 100 million rows and they just pull in their table. You can have up to, I think the lowest I've seen is about eight tables that we are joining together, 8. You know, it doesn't cost me anything. It's very simple. Just drag and drop and join with your join criteria, okay? So let's say, let me remove, actually, let me open a new data source and go to my SQL server, click OK. Let's say I don't know how to write custom SQL query, but I just want to achieve the same thing that we have, okay? I can drag in my data source in here. Now I have all of my table, okay? And here you can hide some field. Let's say you don't want your rule ID in your data here. Let me open a new one here. Let's say you don't want this rule ID in this data. You can simply come here and go to this little drop down and just click hide. So if I click on hide this field now, if I come to my data and I search for rule ID, I won't see it again.
So is this one still considered as the data source level, the one you did now?
Yes, yes. So you can hide any field. Or another way for you to do it, maybe after building your report, I will recommend this. Let's say you build off your report and you have your data, you have your country, have your product ID. Let's say this is your report, and you are done with your report. You want to release this into production. It's very advisable because for performance purposes, you can come here and hide all unused field. Any field that you're not using, you can just hide it. You can see right now, because I'm only using 1, 2, 3, 4. I only see 1, 2, 3, 4. So every other thing is hidden. Okay, but you say, what if I want to bring it back? It's very easy. You can come here and click show hidden fields, but they're going to be grayed out. So if I can just click on the one that I want to use and click on hide. And once I'm done, I can just quickly hide all unused field. Let me uncheck this and they're gone. Or you can say come to your data source level to say, okay, where did it go? If I think this is okay, show hidden fields. See, I can say on this little engine or gearbox icon here, click on it and say show hidden field, and you can just click on the first one, scroll all the way to the end, click that to highlight, and they just say on hide. So everything will be on hidden. Okay, that's one way to hide data. But now let's try to achieve what we did in the first query here. We only brought in some field and limit our profit into the ones that, I mean, we filtered out some profit level. So let's try and do that here using this method. So since I've connected, and you can hide any field that you don't want, the same way that we just did it. You can hide it here, okay? You can hide it here, just for example, and I'll come to my add filter. Now this function here, add filter, is the same thing as when you come here and go to edit data source filter. You can do it from anywhere, it's the same, okay? So if I click on this right now, it's gonna take me to this function, or if I do it here, add filter, it's still gonna give me that same function, it's the same, okay? So I'm just gonna say, okay, I want my profit, I want to filter my profit, click okay. And I want, so you can see it's giving me from the range of negative to this. Let's say I want to say, okay, I want to at least, no, okay, I want at least, let's put 0 here first. I want my data to be at least 0. Okay, if I click OK, and let's see, it just gives us what we want. If I go to review my data right now, okay, let me remove I'm bringing my profits, for example. I shouldn't see anything 0 or negative. So you see, okay, I'm still seeing 0. Okay, I said at least 0. Okay, at least 0. So let's see if we can remove that. We don't want anything 0. I can come here, click on this and edit my filter. I can say, this does not give me the option to do greater than 1. Okay, I can say.
So you can do at least 1.
Yeah, let's do at least 1. Or here, I can do at least 1 here as well. See the same. And if I click OK and go here, so you can see I won't see any of those 0 values or negative here. That's one way. And I can also say, okay, let me add another data source filter. Let me remove, maybe, for example, I only want for New York. Let's say California, Colorado, and click OK. So if I bring in my state right here now, where's my states? If I bring in my states, you can see I only have California and Colorado. Now there's something I want to show us. If you are limiting your data by years, please pay attention to this. If you are doing it this method, let's say they said, okay, we want our data to be only 3 years. So which means give us the last 3 years. So when we go into 23, that calculation should just calculate itself and give us the, let's say from 2022 now, our last 3 years data will be what? 22, 21, and 20, right? So when we go into 2023, 2020 data should be eliminated and bring in 2023, 22, and 21. So if I do data source filter here, and this is what I would just recommend if you're using your date range as a data source filter. If I click on edit data source here, and let me just remove this one so I can show some example, and I bring in my other dates. So now instead of me going here to like hard code to say, okay, I want this year, this year, this year. If I just hard code this, when 2023 comes, the data will be there, but Tableau will just fix my data source filter to this because I'm hard coding this I'm hard selecting this 3 years. So instead of using this, just go back in here. Let's bring in that other date here. Instead of hard coding, just use your relative dates. click on relative dates. Remember we did this yesterday, and just use yes and just say, give me last 3 years worth of data. So now if I bring in my order date, for example, you can see I have to last 3 years. Now, the good part of this is Tableau will always look at today's dates on the system to calculate this 3 years data. If we go into 2023, automatically this 2020 data will be removed and it will give you 21, 22, 23. So you just keep on rolling over the future. You don't have to do anything again. Any question? Do we all get it? Nadia, you get it?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay. So now the other method that we discussed about is, I said, let's assume your boss said, we want a report to join these 3 tables together, and we only want this data to be for furniture. We want to look for furniture only, and please limit the data to be like, 3 years worth of data. Okay. Now, if I were you, for example, I would just, let me open up a new one. Sometimes you have to think how to make your work simple for yourself, okay? I'll open in a new one here. And I'll connect to my Tableau, to my SQL Server, run the query. And now I know I want to join these 3 tables together. So I'll just go in here. And I'll open up this, and I will have join this to be region equals area. And I'll do my left join, and I'll bring in my returns here. And I'll just do my left join here. Okay, now I have all of my join. Now for me, since I know I'm using this, I can just leave it this way, and I'll come in here and pass in my data source filter. I want this to be order year. I want this to be let's say last 3 years worth of data. Year, last 3 years. If you want last 4 years and so on, if you really want only for this year, just go ahead and use any of these function that applies to you. So I'll click OK. And we only want this to be for furniture. So I'll bring a category, click OK, and we're just gonna click furniture only. So I have my data, and I'll just go ahead and build my reports. Okay. So if you click on your category, we only have furniture. And if we bring in your order dates, we only have this. Now, let's say your boss says, well, okay, the report is good. Can you give me that query? Let me use it somewhere else. Again, now you can just come here, generate custom query. Okay, copy your code, go to your SQL Server. Let's remove this, run this. Now, we know that all this data is for everything, right? So here, what you have to do to make it align to what we have here is to now pass in your where clause. I'll now say where order date, okay, is greater than 12/31/2019. That will give us from January 1st of 2020 today. And I'll write another where clause. And we want our category equals, I'll now quote this. Oh, sorry, I needed to quote this. And we want this to be furniture, right? Okay, so if I run this query right here, synthesis as
where this is that, and where no,
no, don't have to pass any other way. Say synthesis as in line 2. Okay, it's coming from a category. Okay, let me.
Where category is furniture?
Yeah, it's telling me synthesis as. So let me see if I can copy this. So it's telling me it's coming from line 2. Let me see here. Incorrect synthesis near keyword as. Oh. Okay, I didn't copy my code properly. Yeah, you guys should have seen that now. Nope. Let me generate my query. I did copy everything. Copy. Okay, it was even here. Yeah, okay. I copied the word. It went above, okay. And
You didn't select. You didn't select everything.
oh.
Yes.
Just don't mind me. Okay, yeah, that was it. So now what we have here is the same thing that we have in our data here. So you can just copy this code here and give it to your boss and just leave your report running. Okay. So you can use Tableau Prep to generate some custom query that's very easy for you, or you can just do your hard join in this way and still go ahead with your report. Any question? Okay. Now, there was one thing I wanted to discuss. Okay. Now, remember we talked about live extracts and extracts. So now I'm connected to this database here live. So this any update that occur in this database will automatically refresh itself in this report. And I said it's not really advisable to use live connection, but there are some situations where you have to use live. In the situation where you have really big data, if the data is very big and you can't do extracts, you can use live. Or you're working with like real-time data, like stock exchange, all those news outlets where they keep track of stock in real time. You can connect to that data source as live, you know. But if you want to do extracts, okay, if you want to do live connection, by default, Tableau use live connection. You don't have to do anything. But if you have to use like extracts, if I click on extract right now, and I want to save this workbook. So Tableau will ask me to name my workbook. I can just call this whatever name I want to call it and keep here. So now it's going to ask me, save this workbook to say you must create the extract or click cancel. So now it's asking me to create an extract. Now, when you create an extract, Tableau will extract this data here or based off of our filter criteria in its repository. And Tableau repository is always on your on your server, if I come to here and I go to my documents, you will see Tableau here, Tableau repository. So this is where it creates some kind of backup data, okay? But you don't always have to save your extract here in real life. For me, I have a folder that I created on our company shared drive in my name. So I'll just point this extract to that place and save my work there. So if I click create extract right now, it's going to ask me to save this extract as a hyper file. So which means only Tableau can use this data, okay? So anything Tableau extract, only Tableau can use it. So here I can change my location where I want to save this data. Save my extracts, and I'll just click save. So what Tableau does now is to start extracting those data. So now if I click OK, so right now my report is not connected to this server live anymore, because Tableau have extracted a copy of that data and keep it in its own repository. So any changes that occur in this database here will not reflect on this report automatically. I will have to come here. Maybe I want to refresh my data. I will have to come to data source and click on refresh all extracts. So Tableau will go back to the database where I'm connected to and refresh that extract for me. Then, and most importantly, if let's say I'm done with my reports, let's just say I did, let me just create something crazy. Okay, let's just say this is my report, okay? And now I want to publish this report on the server. Everything is clean, just for example. And I want to publish this on our Tableau server. How do I log on to my Tableau server? You come to this server here. Now, Tableau will ask you to sign in. This is where you enter your company server web address, and you just click connect. It's going to connect you, and the next page or next pop-up that it will display will ask you, do you want to schedule this report to refresh? Just click yes, and it's going to drop down some drop-down menu where you pick your schedule time where you want this report to refresh, and then you publish these reports. So let's say you publish this report or you schedule this report to refresh every 9:30 every day. Tableau will go back to that database, which is this one, and pull in any data, any new data, or any additional table or changes into this extract and display your reports. This extract is more effective. The performance is very, very enhanced. People can just start clicking on your data, start getting the results. Unlike when you connect live to the database, latency issue might occur. Calculation might take time to loop through all your data in the database to give you this outcome. Okay. Any question on extracts and live connection? Any question?
No.
Okay, so now let's us all demonstrate this. We're going to share their screen, and Victor and Dada, and you can help the class out. Daniel is also good in SQL, so if you guys have any SQL issue, just reach out to him. I'm setting him up right now. Set up. Okay. And we're going to share their screen. Let's do some demonstration. But please practice these different ways. There is no one way of bringing in data. You can do it any way you feel is comfortable for you. All right. So who's going to share their screen? Let's demonstrate this. Nobody sharing their screen. Daramola, are you here today? I can see your line.
Yes, I was here yesterday too, but I was still in another minute at work. That was like.
Yeah, I know. The time difference is not really favoring you, but
a little bit. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, Susan, do you want to share your screen?
No, still, I was just finally able to download the prep today. I had to delete some stuff, so
okay,
I'm not ready.
Okay, who's going to share? Nadia, can you share your screen?
So I'm up to date, but the problem is I'm on the Zoom with another computer. I don't know.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I got you. So Victor, are you going to lead and show, or you're me? Nobody's going to share their screen? Okay, that means we all get this, right?
Med.
Well, I could. I was just concerned about bringing in the data from SQL. That was why I didn't volunteer to share.
Again, don't worry for now. Okay, yeah. You and Mark have you. Okay, Dada, do you want to like share your screen and show something else that we don't know?
Okay, there's something I probably would have loved to share, but I'm still trying to.
Okay, all right. So go ahead.
Find a way around it. There's something like, okay, I won't be able to share it optimally though, but
Yeah, just share. Yeah.
I just want to, in addition to what you showed us, I don't know, there's this thing they call query editor. Right, so let me open the new, but I won't be able to show us. So there's this thing called query editor, and we can also write, query design. Lucky, you know this, right?
Yeah, but I don't use all of this. I try to make my work simple. I just
Yeah, so this query design is also good, but for example, I want to bring in all of this order table, people and return table. It's almost the same thing that Lucky thought of with regards to those queries. So once you click add, but what I don't know, what I should have been getting is I should have had a key here, pointing a key pointing to this one to say, okay, there's a relationship between this table.
We can drag.
I'm dragging, or which one should I drag? The column?
For example, drag the region ID, the region, drag to that table and see.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. So now you are connecting that region, that jet to region. And then so also go to what you want to use to join the return. That should be the other ID. Yeah, and I just drag it here so you can.
So the other ID is joining with the other ID. So, but if you look at what just happened now, with all of this joining, the editor is also showing us the query as we drag it. So I can say sort by or order by, whatever I want to order by. Okay, so let me bring in some of this.
This one, please, where did you click to get this editor?
So if we have, for example, new query, inside here, just right click,
okay,
query design, query in editor.
Okay.
Click on it, then you can choose which table that you want. So in this case, I want to join people, order table, and all of that. Hold my Control Shift and then highlight all of them. had close this. So what you want to see? So now want to like, so I can do order with order, data on experiment, then return a region with region. So you can choose which of, so if you want all of these columns to be on your field, click all columns. Order, so you can see that you are choosing all. Just select all order from, right? Or let me choose, or if you want it one after the other. Okay, maybe you want the cost of goods, you want dates, all of those other things that you're choosing. Then you want also person. You want other ID and then return. So you can see there map. So if I can take this now, this is my order.
And execute it.
Exactly. So I can bring it here now. So it depends on how you want to play with all of those things. There are other things. There are still other things that you can do, maybe
So
ascending,
or descending, yes.
sort by
Order.
say 1 or 2.
Okay.
Filter by whatever. So you can see everything that I'm doing also is writing those queries for me. Right. So if you go in here now, okay. Let me bring all. So they are here now. So if I execute, okay, something must be wrong. Then let me see. Converting date and time from character string. Okay, let's look at that. Let me go back to. I can go back again and let's see. Apparently, I don't think it's
no longer there.
No.
Okay, but what if you look at the query itself? Oh, you took it away.
Let me look at it again.
Inner join people on order, rejoin, constable, rejoin.
It will have been nice to have, so I don't know why. Okay, let me just say, let me clear this and then start all over again. Or let me open another one quickly, actually.
Okay.
I also just learned this one too, so and I think it's something that we can leverage on.
Yes.
So, but what Lucky thought of this, this evening is also very, very great. So if you can understand all of these things, the work will be so easy and will be flying. Okay, so we have all this joined together and all of that. So let me say I choose cost of goods, order date, ship, segment, give me country, city, states. You see, as I was choosing all of this, it's adding it.
Yes.
I want people as well too, where the people region is go to people and then. Okay, I don't think I need this other ID again, but okay, all right, this other ID. Show me whether the return is yes or no. Okay, so I think with this I should be able to. When I click that, just and when I cost of goods so shape. Well,
it's not
I already mentioned that whatever I'm showing now may not be 100%, but it's something that you can get.
Now, we need to check your join criteria. Like I said, instead of doing inner join, you can see your data is, you are joining with inner join. So maybe that might be why you're not getting anything, but just check it.
Okay, so it gave me, I just changed it to left join and
left join, okay.
Yeah, but of course,
And then again, your return is still joining inner join. So once you fix all of that, you're gonna get stuff.
No, you have to highlight it first. Okay.
You know, so this one,
but
yeah,
some of okay.
the return is not for every order. So it's gonna be
Yes.
it's gonna be not for those that
Not for
don't have
majority
checked for
of
you.
those that
Yeah,
didn't
so
return.
your data is good. Now you
Some
can see
that
that.
didn't return.
That's why I tell you be careful with the kind of join. So if you do inner join, you might not get result because of something. But you just have to understand how your data behave. But this
So with
this is
this one,
good data.
Cool, eh? This is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can also get your have it. So you can do so many. If I go back again and say, even some of those conditions that
Condition, yeah. You can just pass in your where clause, where this is this, where this is this,
exactly
and it will generate that query for you.
right. So you can even do exclusion. So
Okay. So which means
it's not the one.
you can copy this query now, go to your Tableau and
Yeah, you can.
Right. So you
I'll
can
run
do
it.
exclusion. I don't know why it's not giving me. Because if whatever you do, if you want to edit doing that. So I don't know. So you can do, for example, you want to exclude this one from the view, click on that, and it's because I have not chosen what I want to choose. Maybe by Friday, I will master it. You just take us by 5 or 10 minutes, then we can see how it works, where I can do the where, order by, select by, and all of that. So, but this just to show you that within the SQL Server, Management Studio, you can still also write some custom SQL without doing it yourself. You can have query editor to do it for you, and you still get what you want.
Yeah, but for the query editor, you still have to understand the join criteria, and also know how to pass in your filters, what you want to exclude, what you want to include, and do all of that.
Yeah, I guess what I'm thinking is because of the way I do the joining inside the query editor. Usually all of those joins showing the key and everything should have just showed up immediately without in the first place. You understand what I mean? Oh, if I simply go add them, close. So ordinarily, maybe another version, right? Should have just noticed that, okay, there's other ID here and there's other ID here, right? And to give this one you will say this one it will give this one a key. You will see a key here and other stuff here. So with that, we will know that you should have done it inner join or left join or whatever they want to do by itself without me having to change all of those things. But if I want to change it, I can still also change all of those things within this area. Well, I think by Thursday, I'll figure it out and I'll share with us.
Okay, nice.
Anyway, okay, so that's what I have to share for now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other question? Do we all get that? Do we all get that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other question before we say good night, adios? You know. Now I'll try and work with Ejiro to show us how she did that calculation that defaults all your date to the whatever year you select, your year to date and so on will default to that year and so on, which would be cool. But again, keep learning, keep prepping yourself. Then by next week, Monday, we're going to be doing like interview prep and so on. But I will send out some data as an assignment. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to like look at your reports and say, okay, I like it or not. And I'm going to be asking you questions. Each of you will do the assignment, and then you will present your reports on Monday. Just each person might take like 5 minutes each. Just summarize your dashboard, what your Tableau is doing, and so on. Now, this is to make you, that's what we call interaction, okay, customer engagement or client facing in IT. You've been able to like take any requirement, engage the clients to like understand what the requirement is, and then ask a whole lot of questions, then develop your report, and then like engage them to like, talk and give them some insight about your report. So you're going to be doing that going forward. So be on the lookout. I'll send out the email tomorrow, and I'll try and upload this first thing tomorrow morning before I go on my appointment. Any question?
Yes, sir. This one you just talked about, is it for Thursday or Monday?
Yeah, try and finish this by Thursday so we can like do another one. Again, the idea is to make your Tableau portfolio more richer, to show that you've done something over time. And you don't just, if we all finish this by Thursday, then I'll send another one for Monday. Okay?
Okay, sir.
All right.
Please don't forget what I
Yeah.
say. Let me look at.
Okay, I'll check it right now, and then I'll shoot you an email back.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Thanks, everyone. You have a lovely night.
Thank you so much, sir. Good night, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you, sir. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah, good night, everybody.